All right, into our first game of the day. And it looks to be a good one. Big notable names that we see right off the bat. We've got Chu8 on the blue team, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. We have an unranked player on the blue team, which is interesting. Likely indicates a Smurf or possibly a Rising Star. His name is Swingset2. He's on Lucian. On the bottom team, names that we recognize. Titan Dweevil. He's a very popular player among the high-ranking players. You see him a lot on streams. You see him a lot in the featured spectator matches. Now let's check these lineups as we're still loading in here. Right away we see on the purple team really heavy initiate-oriented team. Not only do we have Sivir providing that boost move speed to run into their opponents, we've got Leona, who's a super hard engaged support. Vi's in the jungle. She brings her ultimate to start any fight however it is that she wants to do it. And we have Twisted Fate, of course, who can ult in, land those gold cards, stun the opponents. Very hard, strong, engaged team coming from the side of now Red. On the blue team, also no slackers for engaging. We've got a jungle Jarvan, so he can pull in and jump into the fight at any point that he wants, rocking out his ultimate. He can get a speed boost from Orianna, as well as, of course, the Orianna ult once he's inside. So we got a nice ball delivery system in the form of Jarvan. Jarvan can be supported by the support on the team, since we have a Karma coming in. She's going to be providing that AoE shield boost. Should work very well for blue to try to engage when they want. They can try to have a sprint match with the red team. Both teams are just simply going to be running fast onto each other. Now bottom lane, we get a very successful gank. Ooh, that Leona might die for, but she flashes away and lives just barely. Gets a nice level up to help ensure that she's going to stay alive. A really tough gank there by Red. They had to chase all the way to the turret, and in fact into the turret. Really well done by Magmordio on Leona to follow up on that E into the tower range. Normally a player might back off and get scared, or simply not go for that Zenith Blade. But a full commit from Leona. She's not messing around. And now we're brought up to the top lane where we can see Vi is coming in to try to get a gank in on Mr. Lee Singer. And if Vi has her ultimate, which she does, this could be very successful. Lee Sin with an extremely well-timed safeguard, busting out some really fancy moves under this turret to try to keep alive. And it might work out for him if he gets safeguard up in time to shield himself, which he does not. However, he does pick up the kill with an assist from the turret onto Vi, so she drops down. Really extremely well done by Lee Sin to kite around there, get the damage in on the targets he needed to, add in some CC. And now Orianna is going to come in to make sure that Lee Sin did not die in vain. Lackey almost managed to use his jukes and dodges around to get away from Chu8. Doesn't quite get it pulled off. He falls down. Now Leona has caught a dragon attempt, and poor Karma's going to pay for it with her life. Really nicely done on Red. I'm not sure. I can't see if they had vision. Looks like they did have vision on the dragon. So really big risk by blue team to try to go for that dragon, and it's going to pay off for them. Jarvan having to flash away from Titan Dweevil. Ooh, I'm going to have trouble pronouncing that all game. Jarvan flashing away from Titan Dweevil so that he doesn't get gold carded to his death. And now red team's going to pick up the very much uncontested dragon that they've chased blue off of. It's one of those big dangers of going for a dragon when you aren't positive you have vision control. Yeah, sometimes it'll backfire on you. You'll have champions die for it, which is always an unfortunate thing. That really hurts you, and it can be even worse when you even lose the dragon afterwards. So now, Locky and I'll just stick with calling him Lee Sin, having a duel in the top lane here. It's hard to tell who's in the advantage because Locky looks like it's going well for him, but Lee Sin hasn't used his ultimate yet. Locky with another knock up here, and Lee Sin is going to use that ultimate to survive. A good call. He should get away just fine. Really great chase potential on Yasuo thanks to his dash, but in this case, Lee Sin got too far away. Now Oyabi having to try to run around inside the Jarvan ultimate and survive long enough to get out. Really well played by Oyabi. Let's stick with Sivir. Really well played by Sivir to try to make the most of the situation she was in. But unfortunately for him, her, not quite enough. Flash was down. Jarvan probably knew that. That's likely why he made his way to bottom. It was communicated to him that Sivir Flash is down, and he takes advantage of that to make the play. We got just more back and forth fighting here at top. Another Vi-ult coming in. Now let's see if Lee Sin can pull the fancy moves he had last time. He does get, oh no, he does get a safeguard, but he gets ignited. And he knows that his safeguard will not stick around long enough to block all that ignite damage, so he tries to go in, just get some damage down on whoever as a parting gift on his way back to the summoner platform. Now I should get my champions organized here on the screen by lane so we can take a quick peek and see how everyone is doing. As I say that, Leona engages a fight at bottom. Really no surprise. Blows the ultimate, so she's going very hard. The reason we see now is because Titan Dweevil had the backup. Titan Dweevil misses the wild cards, but it won't matter because he flashes for the ignite and Leona gets a stun and he drops down. Really good follow-up by TF. Really good communication on Red Team to make sure that they had the engage that they needed to support his entry. Now, I think I do have everybody lined up. So let's take a look at the bottom lane and see how it's going. We got 1-1-1 on Lucian with 88 CS, 0-2-2 on Sivir with 70 CS. So she's down in CS and she doesn't have any kill gold. She does have assist gold, but it's not going to add up quite as much as that kill that Lucian has. So Lucian a little bit ahead on the gold. However, Red a little bit ahead on the global gold. We know they got that dragon. We don't know if that's the first of the game, but likely it was. So we know they got at least one dragon so far this match, and we know they're a tower up and they're 2 kills up. Chu8 getting caught out here by the red team. Not sure if he didn't see Leona coming or what happened there. He can get a lot of damage down onto Leona if he sticks with it and continues to kite. We'll have to see. Red might simply back up. Got more of a brawl back and forth here at the top lane. History Teacher misses his knock-up on Titan Dweevil, but lands the ultimate. Dies to follow up the ultimate. Now a blue, double buff Leona. Chu8's going to try to chase Leona down and go for a kill under the tower, but Leona just barely survives, maybe by 10 HP. You can see her health bar there on the side ticking down. Chu8 gets caught out by Dr. Kung Fu on Vi, who uses her whole kit to bring Chu8 to the ground. Trying to remember what the line is from that Vi song. Think she'll grind you into the dust? She'll face first, she'll throw you into the proving ground, she'll knock you out. We've definitely seen that happen. Already a brutalizer on Vi, going that much more common damage Vi build that we've seen recently. Now Lee Sin with a really nice play to kick Vi through the wall and pick up the blue for himself. However, now stands surrounded. He knows his team's collapsing, so that's why we saw him flash in to try to land that AoE slow for his team. We skipped away for a second. Now we see Locky attempting to escape, but he's going to be all... Oh, I thought he was going to be all done, but he actually did successfully block the Lee Sin kick. He's desperately looking for anything to dash to, and he's not going to have it. Gets taken out by Lee Sin. Pretty well played escape attempt by Locky. Unfortunately, he just could not find the exit that he needed. And down he goes. This is a very, very brawly game that we're seeing so far in this matchup. Everyone is just constantly fighting and fighting and fighting with each other. And the people coming out on top of that are going to be the people with the highest CS. Obviously, as well, the most gold for their team. But on a non-team basis, looking for the individuals, the people coming out in this super brawl scenario, the ones who are still managing the CS well. It's very easy when you're involved in a lot of fights to fall behind on last hits, and that can slowly scale you out of the game entirely. So really well done by Chu8, by Locky on Yasuo, Lee Sin as well. Now Lee Sin probably going to go that Ravenous Hydra build, and in fact, as I say that, he completes the Ravenous Hydra. Very, very common build, probably the standard for a Lee Sin top. I wouldn't be surprised if we also see him maxing W first, Safeguard and Iron Will, and he is. It's just a super sustain-oriented build, very, very hard to push out of the lane, and if you get any kind of advantage over your opponent, the lane is over, because they just cannot move the Lee Sin. Now, luckily for Locky, he's got such a high damage output and has been doing so well in the lane that he hasn't been forced into that scenario quite yet. But this is exactly what we're seeing right now. Locky trying to fight with Lee Sin, but it's not making a difference because Lee Sin is just sustaining through all the damage Locky can try to put out, and he has to simply run away. Of course, remember Lee Sin upgraded from a pickaxe and a vamp scepter to the Ravenous Hydra, so that is a huge increase in power and a humongous increase in sustain that we just saw him pick up. So that's why we're now seeing Locky, who was trading even before, suddenly now pushed out of the lane. Locky going for a Triforce first build on Yasuo. I personally like the build, but it is not a very highly recommended build. Dr. Kung Fu taking the ultimate from Orianna. Leona comes in from behind and pops her ultimate. Jarvan traps two people inside his ult, but pays for it with his life because there isn't really any follow-up to go with it. Titan Dweevil is going to pick up Karma here. Leona staying in the front line to try to be a tank for her team, going to get picked off. Oyebi going to get dropped here by a couple quick kicks from Lee Sin. And in the end, we see a 2 for 3 coming out in favor of blue team. Just not quite enough damage, I suppose, coming out of red. Seems to be the issue. Orianna still around 3/4 HP. She probably was at half health after that fight. Locky going all in here for Orianna. He should be able to get the kill, but he might have to die for it. Now it looks like Lee Sin's going to show up a little late. However, it won't matter because a great flash and E puts Lucian to safety, and Locky is now in huge trouble. If he can land the knockup, Titan Dweevil might be able to pick up the kill. He does not get the kill. And instead, thanks to all that lifesteal I was talking about, we see Lee Sin pick up a double kill. Leona and Vi follow in to combo him down. Now they're in a fight with Karma and Jarvan. Karma putting out a lot of damage and utility support from the back. Now Oyebi's joined the fight, and Karma's looking to be in trouble. Jarvan has abandoned her and made his way around to the south of that engagement. And we just have a very fighty game on our hands here. This is the action is non-stop. And once again, no one really has vision control over the dragon area. So we see Red start the fight, notice Jarvan, and back out. They don't want a repeat of what happened last time. Or maybe that was Blue that tried that. They don't want to do what Blue did and run into that same issue. They aren't looking to die in a dragon fight and lose the dragon. Which is a smart play. For all they knew, Jarvan had a bunch of support behind him too at that point. Just one Jarvan probably isn't a big deal, although he is the smiter for his team, and they did not have smite. That could be another reason we saw them leave. So, whew, take a breather here, try to get our breath back. Now Red's looking to set up for another fight. A good win wall by Yasuo keeps him safe for an extra second, which is all he needs to get the support from his team. Sivir has now popped her ultimate to try to sprint in the fight, but Yasuo's been left behind. He does have minions to dash to, but does not get the dash off before he falls. Now we're left in a 4v5 situation. Lee Sin is separated from his team, but it doesn't matter because between Safeguard and Iron Will being max and his Ravenous Hydra, he's got enough sustain and survivability to be able to run around and dodge around inside that 1v3 that he was faced with and actually come out on top. And now we're going to see him pick up Leona from Red Team as Red gets completely bullied out of the dragon region. And Blue going to pick up a very safe dragon that all in all has turned into a very good play for them. Picking up at least, well, we know they killed Yasuo too, so at least 2 kills and coming out with a dragon. Really, really good turnout events for them. Lee Sin's going to fight Vi. He does pick up the kill, but he dies for it. Is that worth it in the end? I'm not sure. Titan Dweevil's going to go all in on Chu8 here. Titan Dweevil's certainly dead. Chu8 will also fall. Locky blows his flash to try to get in and help. Locky will catch Jarvan here with the help of his Triforce, and his ultimate lands the knockup. Jarvan's going to EQ over the wall into the Baron Pit. Locky is going to continue to chase him down. Now Locky again has that Triforce. He has more move speed than Jarvan at this point. But Jarvan does have boost 5, so that could come in to his advantage here. Or no mana Sivir is going to attempt to chase Jarvan. Unfortunately, has to try to go for the Ricochet to pick up some more damage on him. And that attack animation lasts long enough for Jarvan to be able to get the distance he needs to escape. Locky unable to continue to chase down that kill. So this will be interesting. At this point, I'm probably going to start to try to favor Red Team because I really love the Triforce Yasuo. The damage output is great. Yasuo is a champion that is extremely capable of proccing the Trinity Force. And remember, Q activates on-hit effects on the first target it hits. So much like a Ezreal Q, Yasuo Q is capable of doing obscene amounts of damage to the first target it hits due to it immediately applying that Triforce proc. And at an exceptionally low cooldown, he can proc Triforce every single time it's available. Also makes him a pretty good tower pusher as well. Can I help you, dog? You want to go down? Want me to put you down? I can't tell. So, yeah, I'm doing a little commentary with my lap dog on my lap, unsurprisingly. We got a Leona engaged under the tower here. Does do a really good job of catching Karma. We see the Leona ult go out, but there's so much AoE damage coming out of the blue team between the Chu-8 ultimate. Whew, the ultimate damage, the AoE damage from Karma, the Jarvan Q, and all of Lucian's AoE spells that Red really just gets rocked there in a questionable engage against the blue team. Titan Dweevil has been using this time to split push, so he's now down bottom lane trying to get as much damage onto that turret as he can. Karma has recalled to attempt to deal with him. She might not be able to stop him from picking up this turret. In fact, she will not. Titan Dweevil is going to stick around long enough to pick that turret up, and now he's going to prevent a serious kill threat here onto Karma. We'll see if he can come up with this kill. This will be almost worthwhile for what's going on to Red if Titan Dweevil can manage to pick up this inhibitor as well. So far, Red Team's lost at least 2 turrets for this, a number of kills. Loki is going to get killed here. He needs to hide behind his wind wall and back out. A shutdown on Lucian. The Vi picks up. Titan Dweevil could be in trouble here. He will manage to escape. No knock up to stop his ultimate. Jarvan himself did not have his ultimate for that extra damage. But I say that Red won't lose an inhibitor, and Lee Sin takes one down. So, proving me wrong there. Now we've got a situation that's looking pretty bad for Red Team. They did not manage to pick up an inhibitor. Lee Sin had, sorry, not Lee Sin. Twisted Fate had to escape before he could take that inhibitor down. Lee Sin did manage to take down a red inhibitor, and now could actually pick up a kill on Dr. Kung Fu here. We see Leona coming in to try to support, but I don't think they're going to have the damage they need to try to turn this kill around. Now Yasuo has joined, uses the ultimate from Vi to give him the knockup he needs for his ultimate, and they pick up that kill in a 3v1. Lee Sin maybe just getting a little too confident with his items and damage, thinking that he can take on the world. Now, mind you, he was going to win that 1v2. That's how powerful that Ravenous Hydra Iron Will Lee Sin is. Wow, we see humongous damage coming out from Chu-8, who is going to drop Yasuo his ultimate. Titan Dweevil falls to the combination of Chu-8 and Lucian ultimate. And somewhere in there, people got a lot of damage on the Leona as well, because she just falls in the aftermath. And now we see 4-man from blue pushing down the middle lane. They're going to get at least this inhibitor. They may even try to push onto the Nexus turrets at this point. And this is... we've reached a stage of the game where we're just kind of watching it all snowball downhill. And blue is just picking up more and more power as they continue to just take whatever engagements they see fit and dominate them. Whew. AD carries have non-comparable builds whatsoever. We've got a 0-4 Sivir versus a 6-2 Lucian. One of those really important factors, I think, in a very in any game, to see if there's going to be a snowball factor that's building. Compare the AD carries builds, see how they're doing. Compare their gold. So if we look at their gold, we've got soon to be 8,000 gold on Sivir compared to 10,500 gold on Lucian. He's up at least 1,500. Titan Dweevil is going to assassinate him here very effectively. That was a lot of damage we just saw come out of that Twisted Fate. That was very nice. Is it going to be enough? I'm really not sure. Of course, no game is over until it's over. But it's going to be very hard for Red to come back from this one. Lee Sin is so hard to kill right now for Yasuo. Yeah, Lee Sin's going to just pick up and assassinate Sivir without any real difficulties. Now he's going to drop Yasuo. I'm not sure why Vi has been hiding in the background this whole time. Now she comes in and joins the fight. We get the Orianna Protect and ultimate placed on Lee Sin. He uses his lifesteal to pick up... well, he doesn't pick up those kills to participate in both the follow-up kills on that. A double kill for Orianna. Lee Sin now back at over a quarter health. Snowball, snowball, snowball. All that's left actually is Twisted Fate to try to guard the Nexus turrets, and he if he takes one Lee Sin Q or gets one full snare from Karma, he's going to die. So he's really not going to be effective at blocking this attack. And we're about to see the Nexus go down here. Really, really well played by Blue, picking the correct engagements. Really nice job itemizing by Blue. We saw an incredible amount of damage come out of Orianna. We saw really, really nice damage coming out of Lucian. And of course, we all got to witness just how crazy the sustain is on a Ravenous Hydra Lee Sin, who also had a Black Cleaver applying that AoE armor reduction thanks to the on-hit effects of Ravenous Hydra. And if that wasn't enough, if the flat penetration and the AoE percent penetration wasn't enough, he also picked up a Last Whisper to go with that. Really, really nice damage coming out of him there. And unsurprisingly, we just see the game start snowballing hugely in favor of the blue team. The game ends with blue 9,300 gold up, 4 bonus tower kills on red, and they push down for a nice, clean, and concise victory. So, we will now take a look and see if we can find our next match.